Hello and welcome to Arsenal Above All. We're back. We were supposed to be back last week. I was ill, wiped out, bit of a fever. It's not even the last couple of games of the season yet, so God knows what I'm going to be like when that comes around. But I'm back. I'm back with Devin with tonight making his second appearance. He decided to come back to the madness, so he gets his second cap. Steve is going to be joining us later. He's just running a little bit late, but he'll be here. Devin, how you doing, mate?
I'm well, thank you, pal. Thanks for having me back on. Always a pleasure, mate. I'm just enjoying this ride that we're on this season. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
I tell you what, look, we lost to United. I went to that United game, and
Yeah.
since then, four very good wins on the bounce. And I mean, you can't not be happy right now. U2B. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's a very, very good time to be an Arsenal fan right now. It's exciting. There's a lot of
100%.
clubs out there that got nothing to play for. You know what I
Yep.
mean?
Yep.
We've got absolutely everything to play for. So I'm good, bro.
100%, man. I hear you. Great to have you on as always. And yeah, man, you're preaching there, pure gospel. Because I think I had a chat with one of the guys in the purely Arsenal chat, Jack, and just said basically just dropped into the chat, how you feeling? And I just said, look, you just got to enjoy it, man. We all know where we were when Arteta took over, where we were after Wenger left, and we were seeing Liverpool and City doing what they were doing, and we're thinking we're light years away from those, for competing again, to actually be in the sniff for a title. And over the last couple of years, obviously second, and look where we are. We're on the verge of an historic season. A long way to go still. One game at a time. But yeah, it's you've got to enjoy it, and the chips will land where how they will, or where they are, I should say. And yeah, but you just got to try and enjoy it and try and get some positive vibes across to the players, and part of that is going to be the fans as well. I think we'll touch on that a little bit later with how the fixtures will pan out. But no, appreciate you coming on, man. I really appreciate it. And like we said, Steve should be with us shortly. He said he is running late, but let's get into it. Arsenal getting back on the track, as you said. Obviously, since the United defeat, four wins on the spin. Obviously, midweek we beat the world champions, and obviously a lot of them are triggered about that. A lot of their ex-players are triggered out. We see them making little videos, Drogba and Terry, talking about how we're celebrating and stuff like that. And then we see videos of them celebrating their League Cup win, like it was a Champions League win. So it's kind of funny how again Arsenal would do something, and everyone gets rattled. But yeah, through to a cup final. Yeah,
Salty players, mate. That's what it is. They're just salty because they're just sitting there. They ain't getting paid the big bucks no more. Their game is essentially, I've lost. So how do I turn this loss into a win? I know. I'll make some
Yeah,
content being
yeah,
salty, and Arsenal fans online will react to it because let's face it, we've got a massive footprint when it comes to the digital fan base. So let me do
absolutely.
something else to be relevant. I'm irrelevant as it is. So let me do something to be in the psyche, in the conversation. That's what it is.
Yeah.
Literally, that's what it is.
Yeah, I just think it's hilarious because I don't know if you saw John Terry was there recording himself at the end of the game, towards the end of the game, because he had this. He obviously was listening to what Gary Neville was saying. Gary Neville was manifesting a goal for us, for Chelsea, saying, "No, a goal's coming, a goal's coming." And obviously, John Terry decided to record himself watching the last couple of minutes of the game. And what was he recording himself for? To record himself celebrating, But then when it doesn't go his way, we can't celebrate going through to the final. So the hypocrisy is just crazy. And I think this week has shown it in so many ways, the way these people are in the media, pundits are coming back and just making themselves look stupid by, being hypocrites in terms of what they said a week ago. And now it's something completely different because it's Arsenal. But, we'll get into that and a lot more. But yeah, just it's just always hilarious to see how people are twisting themselves in knots a little bit. Neil's in the chat. How you doing, mate? Thanks for that. And yeah, feeling a lot better. Just feeling, not there 100%, but with the kids and the wife, keeping on my toes. I should be there. Thanks, and give Steve the red card. Yeah, to be fair, he did give me the heads up, so fair play to Steve.
Yes, my bro.
He's got some stuff to sort out as well. So yeah, but yeah, Steve said he's 10 minutes away, and Terry, what a bloody cringe. Yeah, yes, the guy's doing TikToks now, man. It's like, what is he doing? He obviously can't get a manager's job. No one wants to touch him with a barge pole, so the guy's just doing TikToks. It's how the mighty have fallen.
What else have you got going on in your life where you've got to basically try and do a hate along off your phone? Do you know what I mean? For the purposes of TikTok likes and monetization. Come on, man. Just seriously, do something better with your life, Don Terry.
Yeah, man, for real. Let's get into it. Arsenal putting Sunderland to the sword. A nice result after what happened up their place a couple of months ago. The way
I want to do the Martinelli. The Martinelli.
What is that? Is that Robin?
How do you get this wrong? How do these guys get it wrong? Are they mocking it? I think they're mocking it.
Because he did it. I think was it against Atletico where he did it again, didn't he? I think Gabriel did the Batman, Yoko did the Bane, and then so I don't know whether he thinks he's Robin or something like that, and Gabriel's Batman. I don't know, but yeah, it was hilarious, and we'll see that shot in a bit. But a nice win against a really physical side that probably matched us physically again, like they did up at the Stadium of Light, and really sort of cagey first half again. Another team coming to the Emirates, playing pretty much a low block with just one man up front, but that man up front. Brian Brobby, man, geez, he was like a one-man sort of Terminator, sort of, the way he was dealing with Saliba and stuff in that first half. Really, really strong guy. Obviously, we were linked with him a couple of seasons ago when he was at Ajax and stuff as well. So you kind of think about how things may have turned out. But no, it was as usual. Devin, the lineup came out. Was there any sort of surprises there for you? Was there? I kind of thought he would have went with Gyökeres at the top, instead of Jesus. But anything there that you was looking at?
I think it was welcome to have Calafiori come back in, because I think you need somebody who's going to join the attack from that side. And I think lately Timber, I think from a defensive standpoint, has probably been asked to go forward a lot, which has kind of meant a lot of tracking back, a lot of running. So I think it was quite good actually to have Calafiori come in. Nketiah had an exceptional game against Chelsea midweek last week. Yeah, I was there for that game, and he was everywhere. And Jesus, I think that's probably the only real surprise, because it feels as like Gyökeres is coming into form, and obviously he came on and got a couple of goals in the game. So you would have thought maybe he would have started. But, with Merino out, Havertz kind of coming in, kind of sliding doors moment. I think it was actually quite nice actually to see the way in which Havertz has been combining from that kind of attacking midfield, almost support striker role with different strikers. It gives us another dimension to the way we play, and of course we know that he can play as the focal point as he came on to do against Chelsea midweek. So. Yeah, I think probably in terms of surprises, a little bit surprised Gyökeres didn't start. Surprised Calafiori came in. But other than that, I think that the starting 11, considering Merino, considering Odegaard, considering Saka, are all out. That's who I would have probably gone with.
Yeah, I probably kind of thought he would have went with possibly Martinelli. And normally I think Martinelli and Jesus kind of play well together. I think because they tend to kind of swap over a little bit, but yeah, the fact that we play against these teams and they're going to have a low block, you could probably need more of your technical guys. So I'd imagine Trossard was always going to start, and to that extent, Jesus as well. And then obviously when they tired out, we saw what happened when Big came on. But yeah, it was respect to Sunderland. They're a very good side. I think they've got the third best defensive record in the league. So they're no mugs, and obviously it would the way it kind of started, it was going to be something special that was going to crack them open. It's usually a set piece. It's usually a corner. But it wasn't. This time it was a wonder goal from Martin Zubimendi, who, he had that moment against United, which you all know about. That mistake he made, and then he backed it up with obviously a goal against Leeds, and obviously again, popping up again with that amazing goal and a good performance. I thought he looked a bit shaky in the first half, but obviously the goal, and then he just took over. For a guy that's come in from Spain, he's always had a winter break to sort of to deal with. It's the first time he's come, obviously played away from Spain, and he's doing what he's doing, Devin, in midfield as well. Has he got a good chance of being up there for Player of the Year? No, Rice probably would be everyone's choice, but what a debut season he's had so far.
Yeah, you said it. What a debut season! This guy has come into the Premier League, not really known for being a source of goals, but boy, he's scored some important goals for us. Okay, you can point to a few errors with the United error. You could also look at the way the ball was passed into him as a reason for creating the error that came about. But I mean, the sheer technique that Zubimendi has for striking the ball, he's scored a number of goals from outside the box. He's scored them from distance. And the way that he hits this ball, it hits it so sweet with a bit of swaz on it, enough for it to have to clip the inside of the post and go in. I think this guy, I really love players like him because he shows such great game management. He knows how to keep it simple. He knows how to find a pass. He knows how to play forward. He knows when to protect the ball. He's got a really good footballing brain, and you need that at the base of midfield. And when you think this guy's come in a very different profile, but in going into the similar position to Thomas Partey, a player that I really, really liked. When he was on form, Partey was an absolute powerhouse, strong, powerful, and you'd kind of associate the midfielder at the base of midfield to be the big, strong, physical type who has a way of winning the ball back and distributing. I think when you look at Zubimendi playing in that role, he compensates for not having the same physicality of Partey by having such great footballing IQ. And I think we just seeing this guy get better and better week in, week out. He's fast becoming one of my favorite players to watch because he really dictates play from deep and he pops up with some classic finishes. I mean, as far as new signings go, we made a record number of them in the summer, right? Yeah. But I think we can all agree of all the players that we've signed, he's the one who's been the standout signing. Him, and I'd say probably followed up by Mosquera, just because he's been he's like come in like he's always been there, and Capier too. But for me, Zubimendi's been the best player we've signed this summer. We signed a lot of big players this summer, and Zubimendi for me, I think that's the highest compliment we can give him.
Yeah, there's been no sort of question about his technical ability, his interceptions and defensive side of things, but his goal scoring and his actual finishing in outside and inside the box, he's pretty special, man. And
he struck that is not easy, bro. The way I play football now and then. My son plays football a lot, and so I go to training. He's there. I watch the coaches, and they practice a lot of technique. And what Zubimendi did, the way he hit that with his right foot, normally on that side, you'd use your left foot to strike it, but he lets the ball run across him. And the way he hits that, my goodness, I think that's got to be up there as one of the goals of the month for sure. I mean, I know it's early in February, but you're not going to see many sweeter strikes than that.
Yeah. I hear you. Yeah, it's outstanding performance from him after that. I thought, and also with the not, I wouldn't say the silent captain, but the kind of the captain, that should be captain, and that was Declan Rice again. Who, I mean, I've lost kind of things to say about this guy because he literally runs and does at least a minimum 7 out of 10 every game. I was watching him on Saturday, and it's like he's directing people where to go. He's telling them what to do. He seems to be playing a little bit closer to Zubimendi since that United game. I don't know if you've noticed that. He seems to have got into a little bit of a 4-2-3-1 with Kai now playing in that 10 role off of the main guy, the main striker, which we'll go into a bit later. But I think obviously the way things are, I think if Declan Rice, if we win the league, I think he's a shoo-in for Player of the Year because he's been absolutely outstanding. What's your thoughts on him and obviously how vital he is going to be to what we hope we achieve this season?
I mean, he is vital. I mean, I think if you think about our squad and you think about midfielders in general today, hey, Steve-O.
Hey, Steve.
We're just waxing lyrical about our boy Declan. I just think when you think about midfielders and you think about your all-round midfielder, there aren't too many that come to mind that are better than Declan Rice right now. England are so blessed to have him and Bellingham all available, all ready to go for this year's World Cup. I'm excited for England just because Declan Rice offers so much to the whole team in a number of different positions. I think for us, when he came out of the game, he was unavailable for the game against Villa. He had some sort of knee issue. And that was the first time I started to worry, thinking, there's no one who can come in and do his job. A knee issue, it could be long-term. Knee problems notoriously can be something that you can play on, and before you know it, your season's done. You need an operation. You're out for a year. So I was kind of concerned when I heard that. And to our credit, we managed to cope and we managed to beat Villa with some real swag. The way that we played that game with a real test, a team that are on the up. We put them to the sword 4-1 without him. So that gave me confidence to say, look, we can cope under the microscope against somebody who's up there, a team that you have to give credit to, right? We can cope when he's not there. But, I mean, it was the odd game. If we had to go into the rest of the season, I think after the weekend's fixtures, we've got something like, if we go all the way in all the remaining competitions, we've got something like 25 plus games to go still, If Declan Rice was to miss a significant chunk of that, I would have to say it would impact whatever we hope to achieve. So fingers crossed, touch everything that you can to make sure this guy is able to sustain this run-in because we're going to need it.
Yeah, for real. For real. How you doing, Steve? Can you hear us? I think he's frozen. He's having some. Are you right? Can you hear us, Steve? Oh, he's having some issues, but he's having a good.
He turns up late without any internet, and he's wearing blue. I mean, what's going on?
You might have to come back in again, bro. I'll add you in again in a bit. But you there? You what the way where he's connected from? Is from the moon?
It's a one-off. It's a one-off.
All right. Red card. Yeah, Neil's saying red card. Red card for Steve. I don't know what he's going on. He's late and he doesn't. He's pretty rude. It's pretty rude, isn't it? You know what I mean? He's just having Bukayo Saka ego, man. What's going on? It's not like where Gyökeres, you don't pass to me, man. What's going on? You know what I mean? Man's coming onto a podcast and he's not saying nothing to man. What's going on? but yeah, you're right, Steve. You okay, mate? Can you hear us?
Just a minute.
No, he's still having issues.
I can hear you. It's
let's just go to the chat.
No idea what's going on there.
Let's go to the chat. So Neil say hello to Steve, and then also say Rice is our most important player with just behind Rocky. Both should be captain. Absolutely. We touched on Kai before, didn't we, Devin? I just think it's just interesting to see how he plays, whereas he seems to. With Odegaard, has had a lot of a little bit of a kick in the last couple of weeks, with his performances and stuff. Well, maybe not so much last couple of weeks, probably last couple of months, with his performances. And it seems like people say, "Oh yeah, Odegaard kind of, he makes the team tick." When you see someone like Havertz, it's like I think Odegaard you could say, Odegaard makes Saka tick. In the way that he always tries to find him, whereas Havertz makes the team tick because, you only got to look at the way he plays. He's very selfless. Like, you know, he gets the ball, plays it really quickly. You know, he doesn't mess around with it. He played a nice through balls through to Jesus, which he was just offside. You know, and then obviously played the through ball to Gyökeres a couple of games ago. Just, you know, in the Champions League. I just think, you know, he's going to be key. The fact that he said, you know, like you said, Merino's dropped out. He's kind of come in and he's going to play in that position, like, you know, in that sort of midfield, left 8 sort of role. But I think it looks like he's playing more as a 10 now. It looks like, you know, he's going to be kind of sticking right behind whoever's playing up front. I think, you know, along with Rice remaining fit, I think if Havertz stays fit for the rest of the season, he's going to be massive, because he's an intelligent player, but you realise how selfless he is, you know, in how he is such a team player, compared to maybe, you know, Odegaard and Saka, you know, who always seem to look for each other first before, you know, reverting to type, you know, the last resort, okay, I'm going to maybe find this guy and whatever. What's your thoughts on that? And
for me, listen, I love Merino and Odegaard. I think he is, without a shadow of a doubt, one of our best players. And I think he's come into, if you think about this guy's trajectory, right? This guy came in on loan. We made it a permanent thing. He became captain, and he's been one of our key players, one of our best players for some time.
Yeah.
He had a bit of a indifferent end of the season last season, started this season with a few injuries, and then came back with some man of the match performances. Has kind of effectively been in the team consistently since. Hasn't really been dropped at all, hasn't really stopped playing. He's been in the team playing consistently. I think it might have just got to a point where he got super tired, picked up an injury now. And also I feel as though sometimes with Odegaard, he's kind of one-dimensional in the way that he can play. You look at the way he plays, and you know that he's going to try shift it to his left. He's going to play and try and play triangles with Timber or White and Saka. He's going to try and find that little smart through ball into Saka or into Gyökeres, who's making a run behind his man, or he's going to take the ball onto his left foot and shoot from the edge of the box. That is Martin Odegaard. That's his MO, and he operates on the edge of the 18-yard box on the right-hand side. So you know what you're getting with him, right? So if you're an opposition manager and you're seeing effectively an Odegaard play in that position and effectively impact the rest of the way that we attack, yeah, that's all you've got to go on. Bearing in mind, Havertz has been out for such a while, right?
Yeah.
Now, through injury, Odegaard is out of the team. And now you've got a Havertz coming in who offers a very, very different kind of threat, right? He's almost as though being deployed as a second striker at this point, right? There's a little bit of talk about clubs reverting to 4-4-2 and things like this. I think actually it's very fluid these days. You could call it a 4-2-3-1. You could call it a 4-4-2. You could call it a 4-1-4-1. You could call it whatever you want. But essentially, what you've got now is you've got Havertz, who favours his left foot, offering physicality and more angles to find Gyökeres, or to link up with Jesus, or to find a Trossard or a Martinelli or even a Madueke. A bigger threat than Havertz, a bigger threat than Odegaard on crosses, given his size. And also, I'm certain that this guy, he looks quicker to me. The way that he took that ball against Chelsea and ran down the length of the pitch and scored, I'm telling you, man, this guy, his comeback's fitter and stronger. And he's coming at the exact right time, because now we've got a Jesus who offers you a very different set of skill sets, a different way of playing to Havertz, and you've got Gyökeres who offers something different from them too as well. So I think it just coincides with Odegaard being out of the team, but it says a lot about Havertz's flexibility and his versatility, that you can play him as the focal point, you can play him as a 8, you can play him as a 10 or as a support striker, and he can do a job for you in all of those areas. And, you know, he's got something to prove as well. This guy, you know, he wants to play in the World Cup as well. He needs to get in that team for Germany. It's competitive. Musiala's back, you know. So he's got a point to prove beyond domestic and Champions League. He wants to play for Germany, and he needs to get his skates on, right? Because that World Cup's around the corner. So, I mean, look, it's really good problems to have. I don't think it's to the detriment of Odegaard. I think if anything, Odegaard coming out the team's come at the right time, because it's come at a time when we can actually rotate somebody who's come back from injury and played so much. And you've got Havertz coming back in now to supplement that, offer something entirely different that opposition teams are not really prepared for.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think it's been very much, Gyökeres up top on his own, and now obviously you've got a big unit, closer to him now, or a bit say loose. But I think now going forward, it probably will be more Gyökeres and Havertz, almost like as a 4-4-2. It'd be interesting to see what happens with that. Steve, have you sorted your internet out? Your Wi-Fi, is it all up and running? Oh, he's muting himself. We can't hear you now.
Dang it!
He's having a shocker.
You need to do a VAR.
I'm still 10 minutes behind, guys. I'm still 10 minutes behind.
Do you remember, Steve? Do you remember you were there that day? That Abue game when you come on against Wigan and then you got substituted and then you got taken off. You might have to take you back out the stream, man, and sort of sub you out, mate, because it's shocking.
My watch is 9:10, so I'm not that far behind you guys.
You've had a bigger shot than the ref at Anfield. I tell you that much.
But no, great to have you on, man. What's your thoughts on just how things have transpired in the last week in the Arsenal multiverse? With obviously we've had the win at Leeds. We've had obviously we've got to Wembley for the first time in a few seasons, following beating the world champions and rattling obviously a few legends and the media as usual, and getting going by the media after yesterday's result at Anfield. It's almost like we're 6 points behind City, the way that he's talking, and the title race is still on. Even though none of us said it was over. And of course you have we have people in the chat calling us here. Hi Will, thanks for your message, calling us bottle jobs. I don't know who he's making reference to, but he's calling us bottle. Maybe he's calling you bottle job, Steve, because you didn't turn up on time. Maybe we'll see. But thanks for that, Will. And so what's your thoughts just on how things have gone for the last week, and obviously a big week to come?
Okay, so I'll be as quick as I can. Manuel, it happened. It happens. You can lose a game in any season. There's only one team that's been unbeaten in the Premier League era and in our lifetimes and in most people's lifetimes, and that's still us. So it happens. As I've said, after every bad result, it's how you react to it. We've reacted impeccably well in that we've just won 4 games on the bounce. So we moved on, and we had West London Blue, the world champions of the world, and their world champions, whatever they want to call themselves. And it's just strange listening to Sky Sports, and I try not to listen to them because it is very annoying. But the way they were sort of going, Chelsea. This is exactly what Chelsea want, isn't it? This is exactly what they want. Yeah, this is their game plan could work out, and you go, no, you have to go for it because it's a semi-final and it's the second leg, and you're away from home and you're 3-2 down, so you're chasing the game. So going in at 0-0 at half time because you've not really, attacked much and just been defensively good, is pointless because you're going, oh yeah, when we bring our subs on, because we score the most goals from substitutions, we're the greatest, and Cole Palmer can score many goals that are not penalties. So that's what they expected. It didn't happen. Kai Havertz ran through. Declan Rice with that wonderful ball across, and we're through to the final. It was interesting watching John Terry because I don't know where these guys just popped up from in recent weeks, but it seems to all coincide with what you guys were saying earlier. It's Arsenal, isn't it? It's because it's Arsenal that he's popped up. Otherwise, you're irrelevant. He may have been doing videos before.
He obviously wants he wants to get numbers on his TikTok account.
Yeah, but I don't know. He looks like a very tired old man. He's like that, isn't he? He can bore off. Like I said, he's totally 100% irrelevant to anything that's to do with football. No one likes you, mate. I don't even think most Chelsea fans like you, you know. And then we move on. We face Leeds at Ellen Road, and I think we had discussed this before, Mike, and we all sort of said Ellen Road would be a tough place to go. It wasn't, was it? The easy games we've had this season have been Leeds at home, Leeds away, and Totspur. Is it Totspur when we played them? Yeah, those were the easy games. So we dispatched Leeds, and then we moved on to who else did we play? Sunderland, was it? Sunderland's the last one, isn't it?
Yeah.
And look, we've been absolutely awesome. And like I said, this season more than any other season, it's all about total focus, total support. When your team loses, when our team loses, we just brush it off. We talk about it as we do on the shows like great shows like this, and then we let it out, and then we move on. We just focus on the next game, and that's all we're doing. The pundits and the media can say all they like. This is the worst league in the world. Oh, now City are back in it. Arsenal needs to be. No, we just need to keep on winning. If we keep on winning, then we'll win the league. But it is. We've never said that this isn't going to be a tight league, and we've never said we're just going to walk it. For any fans, and I know a few that have said, "Oh, if we had won this game, we'd be so many points ahead, and if we had won that game, we'd be so many points ahead." We didn't, unfortunately, and that's just the nature of the sport. You don't win them all. Even when we went unbeaten, we didn't win them all. We had like loads of draws.
Yeah, exactly.
Nobody's won every single game of their season in a top flight football league. So we just have to accept it. The players have clearly, because their bounce back ability, I think they still use that one now, has been consistent. We've lost a game and then we went 16 unbeaten. We lost a game, we went 14 unbeaten. We've lost a game, we've won 4 on the bounce. So we are okay. There's no need to panic. Any Arsenal fans that are panicking, all I say is forget the panic and concentrate on the winning. The pundits will say whatever they like to try and spin any narrative about Arsenal being this and Arsenal being that, and City are this and City are that, and you know that was a massive win over Liverpool over the weekend. They could still go and lose to Brighton next week, couldn't they? Do you know what I mean? And then we could go on and win, and then people will go, "Oh, is it Arsenal's to lose now?" And it's like, no, it's there's still 12 games after next weekend, so, or after this week, should I say? So let people talk. We'll come on here, give a bit of reality. We'll call teams whatever we like. West London Blue will always be West London Blue. Thank you, Pro for that one. Totspur will always be Totspur. We're massive. Like, you know, we've lost some games, but we've won more. So
yeah, fair play, man. You know, it's again the narrative. Everyone wants to jump on it. You know, everyone wants to remind us of whatever, you know, that we haven't done this or we haven't done that, or we're bottle jobs, or we haven't won the Champions League. And you've got United fans in the chat getting happy, obviously after their win, you know, against us with a couple of admittedly wonder goals. You know, so fair play to them. You know, and hopefully, you know, it'd be nice to. He's like this guy here. He's put obviously Bruno. He's obviously put the commentary for the goal against Man United. So, you know, fair play. But hopefully we can, you know, get our revenge when we meet each other in the League Cup final. Oh, hang on, no, of course. Oh, no, that's right. Well, maybe we can meet each other in the FA Cup. No, they're not in that either, League. No, they're not in that either, are they? So, so hopefully we'll meet you next season in just a normal league game, because that's all you've got to play, league games. Yeah,
that's the big thing, Mike. Is whereas we're playing a game every 3 or 4 days, they've got a week in between every game. United won, like, you know, we beat them as well. So, you know, it's 1-1, I guess, as if you want to call it that. They scored some wonder goals. You could take nothing away from their win. But at the end of the day, we'll see what happens at the end of the season, won't we? That's when the real talking starts, and that's when people can pop out their chests and whatever else. As it stands right now, we're in a final. We're in the next round of the FA Cup. we're in the knockout phases of the Champions League after winning the Champions League, 8 wins in a row, by the way. No small feat. We didn't have some of the teams like Tottenham had to play with. We had Atletico Madrid, Inter Milan, and who was the other one? Bayern, yeah, and we dispatched them all pretty comfortably. By the way, like, you know, it wasn't a hairy moment. It was all very, 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 very comfortable and pedestrian. Like, you know, in the fact that we made them look bang average, and you know, Bayern are the best team in the world apparently, according to some. So if we made them look bang average, then hey, you know, boring Arsenal and set piece FC, LA, and all that sort of stuff. Although we're not the best, although we haven't scored the most set pieces this season, I think Chelsea are up there with that, and Bruno Fernandes and Man United are up there with that as well. So whatever narrative they want to spin, it's okay. They can keep chucking it.
Yeah, they're going to do that. They're going to do that.
The narrative is you're just not winning it the way we want you to win it.
Yeah.
We don't want you to win it. But if you're going to win it like this, we can't give you credit for it because we don't like it.
Yeah.
But the thing is, you only seem to you don't score goals from open play. We scored 7 goals in the last 2 league games. 1 was from a set piece. You don't win the big games. I mean, it was a pretty big game this weekend against Sunderland. There's a lot riding on it. Yeah. And we won that game, you know. You guys always play so negatively. I mean, we've scored some amazing goals. Ubameni's opening goal, we touched on it before you joined, Steve. I mean, what a strike, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, every single narrative is designed to take credit away. Every single narrative is designed to create controversy and reaction. And that's literally it, because that's the game for these publishers. That's the game for these websites. Clickbait, try and ignite outrage from the online Arsenal fan base, of which there are many people who are from the Arsenal fan base online. It's what it is. It's what it is. But you know what? We see it as well. We can see it. I can see this is what you lot are trying to do. And if you ain't going to say one thing, you're going to be saying something else. And if you're not going to be saying something else, you'll be paraphrasing someone else's quote, whether it be Gary Neville or Paul Scholes or someone else. This is going to continue. No one likes us. We don't care. That's how I see it.
Yeah. I mean, even the own goals thing. There was a season where Man United won the league and they scored 9 own goals, wasn't it?
Yeah.
We're on 4. 4 or 5, aren't we? And they scored 9 own goals in one season. And if you go own goal, I joke about it, of course. Yeah, own goals. Own goals are top goal scorer, and we win the league. What would the history book say? Arsenal won the league.
Yeah,
like, you know what I mean. It makes no difference, does it? So let haters hate. We're fine with it. It's okay. You know, it's all fun and games. It's all a bit of banter. Let them have their banter. But like I said, when it comes to the end of the season, we'll see where people are.
It's just people don't use their brains, do they? Really, because you know, own goals are scored normally when the defender is under attacking pressure or they've done an error. It's not like they've kick off and then they turn around and they just volley it straight back in, you know, past their goalkeeper. It's because usually the team, you know, they've been, you know, they've walked under the pressure somewhat, or they've made a mistake because of the other team. So it's kind of pathetic, and it does make you laugh. And again, like you said, the narrative is always going to be adjusted regardless of what happens. You know, like you said, 2 weeks ago or even 48 hours ago, the league was dead. Everyone's dropped off and everything, and then now all of a sudden, City have breathed life into it. They're such great champions and know how to. They've been around the block, you know, so many times. They know what, you know. So all of a sudden, they're this great team. Whereas, 48 hours before, it was like, oh, Arsenal. You know, if Arsenal win the league, it's going to be the disaster for football. Because of some rubbish or whatever narrative, it's just ridiculous. But talking on that, going on that on City's win yesterday, which everyone seems to sort of brush over a little bit in terms of how it came about. It wasn't flowing. It wasn't a magisterial performance from City, was it? You know, they had a couple of chances in the first half. They weren't clinical. Liverpool should have put a couple of bits away. He should have got sent off, you know, or he was lucky to stay on, and obviously they did what they did. And you know, truthfully, is there any concerns for you, Devin, in terms of how, you know, this result may have landed with the players, or do you just think it's just straight business? It's all about Thursday.
I am not concerned about it at all, Michael, because at the end of the day, we sit here Monday night with a 6-point lead above them. That was true on Friday night before a ball was kicked. Yeah. The world will try and spin a narrative of, oh, it's a race. Oh, they're back in it. They're not back in it. They're just still 6 points behind. They had to win. City have many, many reasons to win that game. Not just because they're trying to reduce a 9-point gap that they're facing going away to Anfield, but also because before a ball was kicked, Villa were on the same number of points as them. Man United were 3 points off them. So second place is under threat for City. Forget about trying to win the league. They might not even finish second if they don't win that game yesterday.
100%.
From our perspective, our players, and this has come out from many different sources today, yesterday, I don't think our players are fussed whatsoever. We have to focus on what we do. We do what we do, and not a single thing City can do is going to impact us, right? We've got to go away and play them. We've got to play them in the League Cup. We've got a couple of opportunities. There's a possibility that we may even catch them in the Champions League quarterfinals. There's a little bit to happen between now and then. The draws got to occur. They have to qualify. No, they're qualified, aren't they? So they have to go through the round of 16 and navigate their way through. But I don't think our players are that concerned at all because they've earned this 6-point lead. Granted, there were opportunities when we drew against Liverpool and when we drew against Forest to have a bigger lead, right? But this is not the same Manchester City team that have gone on and built on a 10, 12 winning game streak. This is not that group of players. They've created a really good result, and the hope for all City fans and the hope for the media is that this invigorates them and this ignites them and turns them on and kickstarts their Pep Guardiola vintage from 2 seasons ago kind of run. Personally, I don't see this group of players being capable of doing something like that. They're not the same quality of players. They haven't got the De Bruynes who are able to find your Haalands. They haven't got the players there to do that. Semenyo is a great signing. I like him a lot. Guehi's come in, another great signing. They've played their hand. They've gone and brought in the best players they possibly can. Premier League proven, ready to go in the league, and brought them into the positions to help supplement them, right? They're going to give it a go. They're not going to not try it, of course. But I just feel as though we have the momentum. I genuinely believe that we've got the squad depth and the momentum and the sheer bloodied mindedness to say, listen, we've been there, we've felt this, we've not won it, we've been caught before. We're not letting it happen again. We know what that feels like. We're not going to let it happen again. And I genuinely feel that the players want that and feel that and are not fussed at all about what happens outside of their own bubble. And I think that's the right way to go.
Yeah, 100%. I hear you on that. And leading into that, Steve, you've got had a great question here from Charles. Thanks for that, Charles. So, do you feel after Rodri's comments on the ref last week, still not charged, by the way? I don't think nothing's been done regarding that. Has PJ Morel got the main character syndrome again? And all roads will lead to an Etihad showdown in April. What's your thoughts on that? Because it was interesting yesterday. Some of the commentary. I mean, I caught much of the second half, and the way Gary Neville was acting was really strange. Really strange. Some of the things he was saying, especially when the penalty was given. Then if you caught that, when the penalty, he was like saying yes. He was like literally like it was almost like he was communicating. I mean, I don't care what anybody says. Sky the commentary box has got a direct link to the VAR room, and they can hear the commentary, they can hear what's being said, and I've said it not just on yesterday, but last season and the season before. They hear what's being said, and they inadvertently communicate to them because the way he questions some of the decisions is almost like, not for me, that's not a penalty for me, or that's not a free kick for me, that's not a red card, and it's almost like he's You know what they say? They said, "Oh, you should have an ex-pro, in the VAR room to make these decisions." That's what he's kind of doing. He's not in the room. He's doing that. But yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. Like Charles said, what do you think, Steve, in terms of that?
I will say that whatever people think about VAR and their involvement in the game, there is a clear bias. And look, every team will go at one point during the season, "Oh, look, this decision has gone against us." Even the Chelsea game, like though it sort of never got picked up and never got mentioned, there was a handball in there from Wesley Fofana when he went up for a header, and it just was like glossed over. You just sort of go, that's a handball, isn't it? Like no one's picked it up. Rodri came out the week before speaking, it's every week with us. It's every week with us. But he didn't say nothing yesterday, did he? Like, was he vocal with some of the decisions yesterday? I don't think so. No. People can say whatever they like. When you have an official that goes over to officiate a game in another country where it's sponsored by a team in the league, it compromises things. And when one of the biggest 115 teams in the world that has 115 things still going on 3-4 years later and it's still not resolved, you can see why people start to go, there's something quite not right there, is there? 115 charges. When is it being sorted out? We were told it was going to be the beginning of this season, and we're in February now. When you've got people like Gary Neville constantly questioning, like some of the decisions that he questions as well, as you said, Mike, no, that's not for me. And you go, oh, what are you talking about? That's
who's he talking to? It's almost like, who's he talking to? He's not talking to the commentator. It's like he's talking to somebody else. That's how it kind of feels to me. Obviously, the people say you're paranoid and what have you, but that's what it feels like for me.
Yeah, literally. Wasn't there like something at the end when he was like, "Oh, there's still 15. We've been told there's 15 seconds left," and then he sort of doubles down and goes, "No, hold on a minute. No, we haven't been told that." And it's like, well, it's either you have or you haven't. Yeah. Gary, what? Like, who's speaking to you in your ear? Like, we don't know. Yeah, you do know.
Apparently, he all the broadcasters, apparently, because it's obviously the States and everything, apparently they all heard that as well. They all heard the 50 seconds, but the way he was so sketchy in trying to backtrack over it, was like, oh, got to make sure I don't expose myself there. But yeah, it was kind of weird how it's weird how we've been officiated the last couple of games. As you said, you had the handball, the Fofana handball, you had the Chalobah tackle on Martinelli, which they say it was one movement or something where he actually lifts his leg up to take Martinelli down the second time after he gets the ball. He does get the ball first, but he still fouls him. He's still on the ground. He can't get the ball. And then you get the tackle from Brobby on Zubimendi yesterday, which we've seen given. As I think something happened. I can't remember. I think it might have been last season when I can't remember who it was against. I think something happened to Bruno last season where something similar happened. That was a bad one. That could have been a red card. We saw what happened with Gyökeres when he scored his goal yesterday. The second goal. I mean, I don't know how the guy didn't do his knee in or didn't get up from that. That was unbelievable, unbelievable tackle. And that should. It's like, oh, it's all right. He scored, so don't worry about it. And it's like, well, it doesn't matter. You just need to do your job properly, and these referees aren't doing that, man. And we just seem to be getting, obviously even against Leeds, Calvert-Lewin, he left a really nasty one on Gabriel. Again, that was just brushed over. It was like, okay, just get on with it. We've just constantly keep saying it. We get ref differently, man. We just get refs so differently.
And that's the Michael for. And I saw that Chalobah tackle, and from where I was, it just looked like he just absolutely scythed Martinelli down, right? And the ruling was he got the ball and then went through the player. Okay, what did Romero do?
Yeah.
What did Romero do? Romero got a straight red for effectively the same thing. It was described in the same way. I was just watching it back here to look at the Romero red card again. He got the ball, but he went through the player after.
Yeah.
So explain to me how the same foul has a very different consequence. You know, to me, like, it's infuriating, and I think everyone's probably sick and tired of saying it, but it's the most infuriating thing is that I think most people would agree that the pre-VAR era of football sure had jeopardy in it, but it left a lot of questions unanswered, thinking surely that we can do a better job here with the use of technology today to be able to identify and make decisions for the good of the game and to make sure that the decisions are called correctly. That's the point, right? Pre-VAR, that was the issue, and that's why eventually there was enough clamoring to bring it in. Now it's here. It's just very unclear how it's used, when it's used, and what it's used for. And then when it is used, how on earth it's subjectively used to make decisions. It's just very confusing, and ultimately, decisions, the standard of refereeing, all of it suffers. And even refs today, all of these media outlets have got ex-refs on, all saying the standard of refereeing got worse, and actually VAR is probably contributing to that because now the ref's final decision isn't a final decision, you know. So now they can kind of be half-hearted in their decision making because they've got VAR to rely upon. You know, the buck no longer stops with them. Now they have VAR, and a control room somewhere who also can weigh in to support or to change the decision. You know, so I don't know, mate. I just hope that the World Cup doesn't have the same kind of crap going on. I hope it's a higher standard of officiating, because it'd be an even bigger travesty to see the biggest footballing competition suffer from the same BS that we see happen in the biggest league in the world.
The games in the World Cup without the English refs will be fine. It will be the games with the English refs that will be where it will just be embarrassing, and it would be like, oh, there's been controversy. You know, you hear it on the radio or whatever on the news, and there's been controversy in this game with VAR, and you just know straight away, oh, it must have been an English delegation that worked on that. You just know straight away. But yeah, so let's kind of look ahead, gents. Obviously, we've got Brentford on Thursday. And obviously, we're nearing towards the running, which is probably, historically is always like the last 10 games of the season. Steve, what would you say? What would you say is the most dangerous group of people? In terms of where we need to be and where we hopefully would need to be. Is it the Arsenal players? Is it Man City? Or is it the fans? And I say that, our fans, I should say. I say that because we've got, 6 of our last 10 games in that running. Let's say that running 6 of the last 10 are at home. Which is quite, nice and kind of nicely weighted when you think about it. Obviously, I think it starts with the Chelsea game. But the annoying thing is the last 13 games, we've got 6 London derbies in it. And we've known in the past, Arsene Wenger has always gone on and saying that, it's really hard for a team in London, from London to win the league because of the amount of London derbies we've got 6 in the last 13. It's half of the games we've got left, which is crazy. So what's the answer to that? Do you think, obviously a lot of fans are a bit shaken, as you've probably seen, after the results yesterday. Even though we're still 6 points ahead, there's 1 game less, and yet everyone's kind of sort of scrambling around thinking stuff. What's your thoughts on that? Is it a case of us rallying, the fans rallying, and the players doing what Devin said earlier, just focusing on us and doing what we need to do?
Yeah, it's a combination of all three, but I think if I put it in order, I go, it's our fans first. Unfortunately, we've got that PTSD of what's happened in previous seasons, haven't we? But that's why I've always said, especially this season, it's total focus and it's total support. And we again, I go back to that season when Saliba first came back to us, and I think he scored an own goal, wasn't it? and everybody, every fan just started singing his name to give him that sort of encouragement and that sort of boost to just say, you're okay. You are ours, and we love you, and we will support you no matter what happens. And we just need to get that back for these final games. This is what Arteta's been talking about. It's a cup final, all these last 12, 13 games in the league and all the other competitions as well. Just treat every game as a cup final, enjoy it. But we need to get the fans on side as well. That's his words, you know. But the fans that are there just need to go, like I said, it's just understanding it's okay to go a goal behind and then to go, right, I know what we need to do. We need to score. Let's cheer our team on to score. Just get that mentality over and over and over again. Then you've got City, and again, I think I said this at the beginning of the season, Mike, and slightly going to sort of go over it again, but they spent how much over the past 2 transfer windows?
Is it 450? Is it?
Yeah, and then you go even back to the last winter transfer window. They've signed players, and people talk about our squad, and you go, City's squad is also pretty huge, and Chelsea's squad is the biggest squad in world football because they're the world champions, and they've literally built a team of world players. So they've all got bigger squads than ours. I don't know where Chelsea are now, or sorry, West London Blue. But those teams are still there. They're still going to be chipping away. City will still be City. So if we go with what the pundits say and just agree with them for the sake of agreeing with them, City will still be City, and they're going to win all their 13 games remaining. We only have to win 12 of those 13 games, and we're still champions. So
if City are perfect, let's say, and in looking at it, just so I brought this up as well, which is a tracker which is kept updated by a guy on Twitter called I think his Nadir, his name is, but that's his handle there, Dr. Ritzy. He's really good at that. With that, if we need 11 more wins, obviously, because and maybe a point, you know, if and that's only if City are perfect. So if you look at those games, obviously they've got left. Obviously, we all know games aren't played on paper, but obviously they've got Chelsea away. You don't know what they're going to be like there, you know, and they got Bournemouth away. I think they're the games that, you know, we're probably looking at possibly where they could, you know, they don't need to lose them. They just need to get a couple of draws out of them. And then, as you can see, we've got the derbies that we've got left. You know, 4 of them are away from home. So obviously Palace is the last game of the season. So you kind of hope that it won't really matter. Hopefully we've got a couple of finals maybe to prepare for, and maybe they've got a final as well to sort out for the conference, the Europa Conference as well. But you're right. City need to massively improve because they haven't been consistent as we are. You know, and if they aren't, then it kind of means that we're probably maybe looking at 7 more wins. That might be the number that we need to just get over the line. And if you look at like I said, the number of games that we've got left, you know, we've got 6 of the last 10 at home. Obviously, between that, we've got Wolves away. We go to Totspur, obviously, as well, and obviously we've got Brentford on Thursday. So if you kind of you pick up 3 there, then it means you need 4 more wins. That's if City aren't perfect. So I can understand the PTSD of people kind of thinking, oh no, there they come again. But I think, like you said, this isn't the City from before, but we just need to handle our business. We just need to do what we're doing. We've got the squad to do it. Apart from Saka and Odegaard, I think we're fine in terms of squad wise. Obviously Merino as well, obviously, which is a shame because he comes in clutch every now and again. But you could have Max Dowman back in the squad in the next week or 2. He could be a bit of a wild card, maybe, especially in the cup games. If we get Wigan, obviously we've got Wigan. Let's say we get another favourable draw, he can come in for that as well. And that just means someone comes out and rotates a little bit. But just looking at that, just a funny thing, just to say, imagine if we win the league by, let's say, 4 points. Let's just say, we're sitting there, final day, you've got the trophy lift, all happy. We've won the league by 4 points. Our old neighbours, Totspur, have taken 4 points off them. Let's just say, so we could send them a nice case of champagne down Seven Sisters and say thank you again. You've done it again for us. You know, thank you so much. that would be the dream. Imagine that, you know, taking 4 points off him.
Get to the cup.
We give him. He's a platinum member, isn't it? Isn't he a silver member? Is it? I think give him a lifetime, president, club president or something like that, or fan club president.
We have, as a club, we're famous for winning the title at difficult places. What better way to go to the empty had?
Yeah,
on the 18th of February, 18th of April, I should say. Right, it's a long way to go from where we stand today. It's a lot of games to be played, all of March to get through.
Yeah,
right.
Champions League.
Champions League. Yeah. We would have already played them in the League Cup by this point. We would have probably won another round in the FA Cup. Yeah. By that stage, Champions League round of 16 would have happened.
Yeah.
Imagine if we went to the empty had with the chance to clinch it there. We're the club that have done it everywhere else, at Spurs, at Stamford Bridge, at Anfield, at Trafford. I would love nothing more to go there. It'll be a proper Luke Skywalker, Darth Vader moment. Do you know what I mean? A proper the apprentice slays the master. Absolutely.
It's just annoying that we're going to probably have to come across them a few more times to get where we want to get to. Obviously, League Cup.
I don't want what I'm glad about is Pep is still there, because would be you only won it because he left. He's not there anymore. If he was there, then it would have been a different story. We might have to play them 4 times again, between now and the end of the season. Bring it on, because if we can navigate those 4 fixtures and still find our route to silverware, you can't say nothing.
Yeah, I kind of think I've got one question before we go, but I've got good friends with a City mate, and we went up there, stayed up there New Year's. And at theirs at New Year's, and we went for a drink. And I said to him then, I said, look, you know, I reckon we play each other in all the competitions left. You know, obviously we've got each other in the league, of course, but I reckon we play each other in the Champions League, in the League Cup. At the time, I don't know where we were then. I think we were in the semi-finals then. I said we'll meet in the final, and we'll probably meet in the FA Cup final as well. I wouldn't be surprised at all. And there's this obviously. Both are on for the treble. Everyone's talking about us, but they're on for it as well, sort of thing. So it's funny how things work out. But how funny would it be to actually do it, and then at their expense after all the years of what we've been through with them. Obviously not last year, but the last couple of years. But in terms of the League Cup, it might be a silly question, but how important would it be? Really important for us to win, or does it matter whether? You know, people are saying, "Oh, if we win, it will, galvanise us to go on and finish the job in the league. But if we lose, it will be a big psychological blow. You know, City will bounce." I'm of the opinion that whether we win or lose, I think it will just embolden us to go on and finish the job. I don't think we're just going to crumble, like a deck of cards. What's your thoughts? Both your thoughts on that?
I'll be honest. It's just another game, isn't it? And that's, like I said, that's been the message from the beginning of the season. That's been Arteta's message from the previous seasons. Is it's a game. You play it, you win it, you celebrate that day, and then you're back the next day to training, and you focus on the next game. And that will be the message, like constantly from all the players, not just Arteta. That'll be from all the players. It's just like, okay, we've got Brentford this week. That's our focus. When it comes to the final, it'll be right. We've got Man City this week. It's just a game. If Man City beat us and they've got the squad to beat us, if they beat us, you just go, okay, well, we lost this one. We talk about it. We understand what's happened, and then we bounce back and we win the next game. And that's all it is. People will always try, as we've talked about a lot during this show, people will always try and say, it's this, and all the wills and blah blah blah, and City are back and blah blah blah. A final can beat anything. I remember when City lost in the final to Wigan. Yeah, I was like, final, anything can happen. It's a one-off game. So you don't let a one-off game derail your season. You just sort of go, okay, well, we lost, and then you move on and you win the next one. And that's, like I said, personally, I think it will be a cagey game, but it won't derail our season. Whatever the score, whoever wins, if we win it, we galvanise and we go on. If we lose it, we galvanise and we go on. Either way, Mike, we carry on.
Yeah, 100%. What do you think, Devin?
My view is we've played these guys at Wembley in the Community Shield, right? We've played them there on the big occasion. I was fortunate enough to get a ticket. Took my son along. We won it on penalties, right? That's the last time we went to Wembley. Community Shield match, 23-24 season, right? But we've got a guy in our team who's been to Wembley twice and beaten them twice in Eberechi Eze, right?
Yeah.
There's somebody in the squad right now who's faced them on the big stage, on the big day, and been the main guy, and been the reason and been the source of inspiration. I feel this League Cup match, this final, I feel as though it's going to be validation for these boys that we can get to a final, and we are better than this Manchester City team. They came and played a low block against us. They came to not lose when they came to play us.
Yeah.
We have been better than them in the Champions League. We've been better than them in the league. We have been able to demonstrate that we have been stronger than them. We have overcome them already. We are already better than them. On the day, it comes down to a one-off game. Win or lose, I don't think it's going to necessarily impact us. If we win, the impact is it can spur you on and give you the added belief that we can get over the line and we can lift the trophy. If we lose, there's a lot to still play for. There is a lot to still go after. You know, the League Cup, we're in the final. I want to win it. Is it the most prestigious? Is it the number one trophy that I think about when the season begins? No. Is it bigger than the FA Cup? No. But if you get to a final, do you want to win it? Absolutely. Absolutely, I want us to win it. We're in a final. We've only won this trophy twice, both under George Graham, and under Wenger we got to a final 3 times, right?
Yeah.
And each time we came up short. It's about time we changed that. And look, when Arteta's been to Wembley, he's come out victorious. So, in my view, in that season where we won the FA Cup, we had to overcome them in the semi-final.
Yeah.
And no one was giving us a chance then, and that was a far better City side than the one that we're facing today in the league, right? So, in my view, look, it's a one-off game. Anything can happen. It won't spell the end of the season. I feel as though we've built enough mental strength to not get too high if we win it, not to get too low if we lose it. Stay in that middle ground and find our way to the next challenge, because there's still another treble on. There's still the FA Cup, the Champions League, and the league to play for.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I hear you, man. Yeah, I don't think it's going to matter either way. I think, like you said, the guys have got their heads on now, and whatever happens, they're just going to just follow through, carry on and keep going right to the end, and they're not going to waver at all. Thank you so much, gents, for a great chat. Hour and 10 minutes flown by. We could have spoke a lot more. So much happening, in the Arsenal, the world of Arsenal, as always. Devin, thanks so much for coming on, man. We'll have you on again very, very soon for your hat-trick appearance.
For sure.
And rocking the old school 1970s double winning shirt as well, man.
Yeah. Steve knows I'm a bit of a shirt collector.
Okay.
So I was like, which one? You know what? I'm going to go back to the original for this one.
Nice one, man. I appreciate it, man. Thanks for coming on. Have a great rest of the week. And obviously, Steve, he's turned up. He's getting paid by the hour, so he's a bit undercut tonight for his shenanigans at the start with the Wi-Fi connections as well. But no, Steve, appreciate it, man. I know you've got stuff on your plate, man. But thanks for coming on.
No,
Appreciate
thank you,
it.
as always, Mike. It was always great to come on and jump on and just just talk about a great club.
No worries, man. It's going to be a historic season, so we need to document it. We need to talk about it because this is one we want to tell we tell our kids about it now. But it's going to be a special season, and it's great to share it with you guys and everybody else in the chat who's watched and dropped some comments, and really appreciate that as well. We'll be back after the I've lost track now. We won't be back after the Brentford game. We'll be back after the Wigan game. Hopefully that's a nice, comfortable, progression through to the 5th round, and hopefully we get someone from the lower rung of the pyramid again, and rattle people again. Let's get the lowest team in the thing. Let's get everyone low until we get to the final, and then we just get everyone rattled again. That'd be great, because City do it every season, don't they? It always happens to them, and Chelsea. But yeah, let's hope we get a good run in the cup as well. Yeah, we'll be back on the next Monday after that to cover that, and obviously go through if we obviously get through who we get in the next round, and then obviously it's a busy week, because then we've got Wolves, haven't we, on the Wednesday, and then we go to Topspur for the Toilet Duck Cup final, and that's going to be interesting as well. And they'll be resting all their players the next couple of games, making sure everyone's ready for that, because
they can't afford to.
I was saying to my mate, imagine Arsenal, doing a quadruple or a treble or whatever, and Tottenham, Totspur getting relegated. I think we probably have. I think that would just complete supporting Arsenal, wouldn't it? We just have to take up another sport. I mean, I know the Winter Olympics is on, to maybe take up curling or something, or snowboarding or something, because there's no point, supporting Arsenal, because you're not going to top that, are you? A quadruple and Tottenham getting relegated. I mean,
oh my God, what dreams are made of?
Carlsberg
could seasons.
We could always dream, man. But no, really appreciate it, guys. Really, thanks for your time. We'll be back next week with some more good stuff. So have a lovely rest of the weekend. As always, come on, you Gunners.
Come on! Newcastle, the central figure again. And he looks to trick Michael.